Tony Blair says we should have a second referendum. Maybe we should have a second Chilcot inquiry because we don't like the result of the first one. Because again, that was fixed by his mates. Wife, I had to put this in, made me piss. Wife, you need to stop being paranoid. Not everyone's a clone. Me, the real Karen, would never say that. These people are not here to protect you. They are here to protect the state, their paychecks and each other. True. As an adult, if your doctor told you you need 74 vaccines during the next 18 years of your life, wouldn't you question your doctor? Why do I need all these vaccines? What's in each shot? Are they safe? Are they safe when injected in combination with each other? Can I have the vaccine package inserts? Let me do some research. Let me sleep on it. We would do that for ourselves, so why don't we question these same 74 vaccines for our children? You have a computer in your pocket, but you use the same energy from 100 years ago. Free energy doesn't need to be discovered, it just needs to be released to the public. John is given penicillin. John has a reaction. Doctor tells mother John can no longer have penicillin. John is given peanuts. John has a reaction to Doctor tells mother Jane can no longer have peanuts. Jack is given vaccines. Jack has a reaction. Doctor tells mother it was a coincidence. Keep vaccinating Jack. What an absolutely great disgrace banks are. They use a system called fractional reserve, which means they only need to hold 10% of what they loan layman's. Now that was before, it's less than that now. It equals you deposit $1,000. They can loan out your 1,000 10 times because they only need to hold 100 in reserve of each loan. That means they get 10 lots of interest on that money. They don't. That doesn't exist in the first place. They punish poor people with ridiculous rates of on loans, overdrafts and mortgages. They favour those who have debt already when considering giving you credit. You can be a model financial system with no debt and get refused. The gap between loan interest and savings interest is nothing short of highway robbery. They can freeze your ability to transact without having to justify their reason. You need their permission to use your card. They award themselves millions in bonuses, your money. You quite often cocking things up, and people still think that those of us that pursue a world where we control our own finances are crooks. Good day, Ben Coley. Opening this box will result in death by electrocution and a €50 fine. Jean-Claude Juncker used private jets for almost half of his official visits this year, with one overnight trip costing £32,000, despite EU laws banning air taxis unless there are no other flights. The European Commission President used jets for 21 out of 43 official trips. Daily Mail analysis revealed that his transport bill is likely hundreds of thousands of pounds. Mr Juncker used his 2018 State of the EU speech to warn of climate change. The hypocrisy with these bastards is unbelievable. Parents are starving themselves for up to a week to feed their children. Welcome to government Britain. Struggling parents are starving themselves for up to a week so they can afford to feed their children, a food bank manager has claimed. This is utterly disgraceful and cannot be allowed to continue. Gatwick drone spy op, hoax motives for a festive fiasco explained. Gatwick Airport in London was placed in lockdown, causing severe disruption to holiday makers as police and military chased an alleged pair of drones for 33 hours after what seems to be another government staged hoax that is fully supported by mainstream media. I'm not going to go on to it because we all know that it was a hoax. Italy health czar resigns over populist government's unscientific anti-vaxxer stance. The president of Italy's National Health Research Organisation on Wednesday said he had been driven to resign due to the anti-scientific policies of the country's populist government, including efforts to undermine confidence in vital vaccines. In other words, he's a vaxxer, and the government, the new government, have realised that vaccines are poison. Mother fears son 9 will die after hospital blocks its own consultant from prescribing him medical cannabis despite his 300 seizures a day. Joanne Griffiths says the decision is endangering her son, who has admitted twice this year with a suspected fractured skull after fitting. You see, although it's been made legal, they're still not prescribing it because they don't want to cure anyone. Fluoride was first, now lithium soon to be added to drinking water supply. Just in case the toxicity levels of fluoride were not sufficient in the water supply, Japanese researchers are now proposing that lithium could have a protective effect in drinking water. Bullshit. Another attempted poison. Gatwick Heathrow Airports ordered military anti-drone gear reports. Oh, bullshit. Brexit ferry firm evaluations. Exclusive new revelations about ferry firm awarded no deal contract. The Transport Secretary Chris Grayling, traitor, yesterday assured his programme that his department has done detailed work on the financial and operational plans of the British company Seabourn Freight, which has been contracted to supply ferries between Ramsgate and Ostend in the event of a no-deal Brexit. But we will be told that Chief Executive Ben Sharp once ran a shipping company that ceased trading, owing more than £1 million to multi-shipping companies. So money going to good purpose then, because that'll just disappear and they'll end up owing, and guess who's going to have to pay it? You and I. Scientists confirm turmeric more effective than 14 drugs in treating diseases. Turmeric is one of the most thoroughly researched plants in existence today. Over 4,000 scientific studies have proven the healing benefits of curcumin. So you should all have turmeric in your house, and you should, if you don't like it, which I don't know why, because it tastes fantastic, it's great, particularly if you mix it with mashed potatoes. You know, a teaspoon of turmeric mashed potato turns your potatoes yellowish, but also put black pepper with it, because that makes it 2,000 to 20,000 times more bioavailable. Georgia public indoctrination vehicles raise awareness of child sex trafficking. A caravan of 6 public indoctrination buses, which were part of the total of 72 buses, paraded their way down the street of Atlanta on Wednesday in an attempt to raise awareness of Georgia's child trafficking problem. The elite paedophiles are the child trafficking problem. Grandad, 62, battered by 6-foot security guard while attending cruel disability assessment with his wife. A granddad of 62 was assaulted by a muscle-bound security guard after he took his disabled wife for a benefits assessment. Kevin Langham was left with blood pouring from his head wound after helping wife Karen, 61, with the interview from her personal independence payments. She was told that people like her needed to learn to help themselves amid ugly scenes at her first appointment. This can't be allowed to go on. If we put up with this, then we'll put up with any shit. This 15-year-old kid bought his mum a new house after making millions on pound from home. I've read this story. It's an algorithm that bets on cannabis prices going up and down on the market. So although it may seem good, there's a good chance you could lose at it. But you know, hey, you do what you do. The whole story, the link will be in the end, because there's so many. So if you want to have a read, then please do. Please pass this around until everyone has had the opportunity to read it. This is surely something that we all need to think about. The only thing wrong with the government's calculations of available pension is that they forgot to figure in all the people who died before they ever collected old age pension. Where did all that money go? Remember, not only did you and I contribute to our pensions, our employer did too. It totaled 15% of your income before taxes. If you average only 15,000 over your working life, that's close to 220,500. Read that again. Did you see anything that the government paid in? One single penny. We are talking about the money you and your employer put in a government bank to ensure that you and I would have a retirement pension from the money we put in. It was not money that the government had any right to spend elsewhere. Now, they started to call the money we paid in entitlement, just like they did with when you get your benefits, because they were entitlements when we reach the age to take it back. If you calculate the future investment value of 2,500 per year, yours and your employee's contributions at a simple 5% interest, that's less than what the government pays on the money that it borrows from overseas. After 49 years of working, you'd have £892,919.98. If you took out only 3% per year, you'd receive £26,787.60 per year, and it would last better than 30 years. That means until you're 95. If you retire at 65, and that's with no interest paid on the final amount of deposit. If you bought an annuity with the money and it paid 4% per year, you'd have a lifetime income of £1,976.40 per month. The crooks in government have pulled off a bigger robbery than the great train robbers ever did. Sue. The family court and the road to hell. A judgment handed to a small child back to his abuser cannot be reversed. The government ombudsman ruled this week it must also remain secret. This is secret. Family courts need shutting down immediately because they're nothing but child trafficking centres. Brexit vote faces being delayed again as Theresa May holds frantic talks with EU leaders. The big House of Commons showdown is meant to be in the week of January 14th, but as the PM is caught between MPs and the EU, could it be put off again? Theresa May could have to scrap MPs' vote on her Brexit deal for a second time, the former Brexit secretary claimed today as she launched a frantic bid to save it. More smoke and mirrors, more delays, so we're not leaving, which I've been saying all along, and you know it anyway. Cheap and nasty policing. PCSOs demand more powers. I think it was David Icke said that this was going to happen. Swindon Police Community Support Officers are calling for more powers to bust people smoking weed in the town. Policing on the cheap would just get cheap and nasty. Ridiculous. Godfather of vaccines admits using orphans, handicapped children and more for vaccine experiments. The facts. Dr. Stanley Plotkin, known as the father of vaccines, reveals some disturbing facts about testing vaccines on orphans, colonial-ruled populations, babies whose mothers are in prison, and mentally handicapped children. Vaccines are just poison. Nothing ever came good from vaccines. Vaccines haven't cured anything, ever. Mel Gibson, Hollywood elites kill innocent children and drink their blood. Movie star blows the whistle on the entertainment industry paedophile ring. In a shocking expose, movie star Mel Gibson has blown the whistle on an epidemic of parasites who control Hollywood that are involved in child sacrifice and paedophilia. The Lethal Weapon star said that every studio in Hollywood is bought and paid for with the blood of innocent children, adding that the most vulnerable currency is the blood of babies. Well, it's coming out now. Another thing that's going to hopefully rock Hollywood. Cracking down on subsidies for the rich could raise $7 billion to pay for public services, say experts. The Resolution Foundation say tightening existing wealth taxes could raise more money than you may think. But hey, we're the government. We give to the rich and we steal from the poor. We ain't going to do out. Revealed how much Wakefield councillors claimed for expenses in 1 month. Monthly expenses for councillors in Wakefield have been published by the local authority. Each of the 63 elected members receives a basic monthly allowance of nearly £1,000 a month, £983.20, and their travel expenses are then calculated on how far away they are from the centre of Wakefield. The total bill for the elected members in November came to just over £95,000. That's £1.5 grand each, basically, but obviously some will be less and some will be more. But let's have a look at just one. Nadeem Ahmed, he was the highest stealing bastard. Conservative leader of the opposition Wakefield South. Basic allowance £983.20. Special responsibility allowance £595.59. Basic supplement travel £1,020. Total amount claimed £2,598.79 on top of his £70,000 a year wages. Time to end councils. Kevin Spacey threatens full disclosure of Hollywood deep state CIA connections. Kevin Spacey's bizarre video in character as Frank Underwood in catching the eye of Hollywood, but not in a good way. Spacey, who faces felony charge tied to 2016 sexual assault allegations in Massachusetts, returned to social media Christmas Eve with a House of Cards-inspired monologue that appeared to criticise the #MeToo movement while employing the fictional Underwood to defend Spacey. Hollywood is falling to bits. Shame, eh? Investigations take place after serious mistakes at 3 Northampton hospitals. This isn't an accident. These are depopulation centres now. They're no longer hospitals. Investigations are being carried out after serious mistakes were made at 3 Northampton hospitals within the past 3 months. Kettering General, Woodlands and Northampton General all reported never events in October. Never events are classified by the NHS as serious incidents that should have not occurred and were preventable. But the depopulation centre, so that's the way it rolls. New space race, a giant leap for Beijing as China lands on far side of the moon. I don't think so. Because they'd show the alleged alien bases. Hospitals face weekend of mayhem. Cold snap and chest infections could push NHS to limit. They say that every year. Girls on social media. Depression risk doubles. Apple crumble. Tech giants profit shock. Rosie Millard. Celebrate the wonder of life over 50. Don't believe Cumberbatch. Dominic Cummings was not a genius. Unis face cash crisis after falling students. Top universities will drop in number of Europeans who choose to study in Britain. Huge hit to the economy expected as mounting debts push struggling unis closer to collapse. Academic and scientific institutions claim they will need decades to recover from Brexit. Frenzied borrowing and uncertainty over UK's future create higher education credit crunch. Just part of the order out of chaos, that is. Mirror. Olivia, who says I'm dying? Olivia Newton-John. Shopping at his local store. Freed villain of 14 million Hatton heist. Now let's put that in perspective. He may have stole 14 million, but it was from banks that could afford it. Hamas son quizzed on sex party murder. Jail preacher boy, 26, is suspected New Year Eve bouncer killing. Deport him. The Times. 200,000 spent on protecting hate preacher human rights. It's by design, divide and conquer bullshit. Doctors tell parents to cut children's screen time. Concern over social media link to depression. British citizen held in Russia over spying for the West. Paul Whelan. The Scum. Exclusive drug shame. Prem Club sent England ace home after Christmas party coke binge. 3 lines on a shirt. Speed bumps on all roads. European directive. See, we're not leaving ever. Express. Hate cleric Hamza's son held on gun charges. Deport both of them. It's so simple. Even a kid could figure it out. but not a criminal cabal that's running the country that want to bring in order out of their chaos. Scandal of cheap phone calls for prisoners. Blood pressure pills in cancer alert. Four batches of drug are recalled after rocket fuel chemical contamination. Not by accident. Any drugs are just shit. And because they've got, on a separate subject, because they've got nothing else to report about the royal parasitical scum, let's put Pippa in the paper in a bikini because, you know, we've got to keep banging on about the royals. The Guardian. Police put 1,000 officers on standby for Brexit's chaos in Northern Ireland. Yeah. Depression in girls tied to social media. Airports buy anti-drone equipment. Oh, fear. How protein became an obsession. Chinese probe sends back first look close up of the far side of the moon. And that's how you know it's fake bleeding pictures, because there's other things on the far side of the moon. Mail. Daily Fail, should I say. Oh, Billy, even on your darkest days, you're a lighthouse of joy. Speedboat fugitive. We haven't got a clue. After our 25,000 reward, they admit they can't find him and kept his passport. Les Smooch, Kate's brother, with his new French help. See, we'll put any piece of shit in about the royals we can if we can't find anything to put in about the royals. Parasitical scum. Anything but independent. The official rules on kids' screen time. There is no official rules, you twat. Our genuine border flaws are exposed. Anti-vaxxers have hit peak stupidity. No, you're stupid, Catherine Ball, and you're a traitor. So our city, the best team, the most powerful woman in America. Nancy Pelosi. Universities face going bust after no-deal Brexit. Threat of bailouts and mergers if EU students and cash disappear. Bullshit. Waste of space. Star. Bird box bargains. Pips ahoy. Hockey son in gun rap. Mange tout Rodney. Nelson Mandela House turned into yuppie home. Telegraph. Most Tory members would back no deal. Grassroots support for hard Brexit stands at 57%, just 23% back May. Adam Hamza's son, gun charge after bouncer's death. Deport the bastards. Metro. Don't get fit with gizmos. Don't get fit with gizmos. Norton, farewell is a family affair. Jamelia. I was made to look whiter. Sir Billy Connolly, I don't fear death. Murder cops arrest Abu Hamza's son. He's caught carrying gun after Mayfair doorman killing. Financial Times. Apple's China warning sends tremors through stock markets. Global economy fears mount. Trade set bet for Fed cut rate. Manufacturing downturn. So it's getting ready for the financial crash, and it looks like over the next few months we're going to have some fun times. Keep the faith. We can destroy this corrupt system and the evil that is behind it, and including the governments and councils and police and judges and everything. Let's make this year our year.